Hello, this is Archie, also known as Theta Sigma, and in this video, I'm going to be reacting to some feminist ideology. Sort of premature vlog for the day. Conservatives and progressives debate feminism. Let's see.
At the lowest prices. If you've got the drive to get the work done, come get the tools.
I'm gonna allow this commercial to go through because I actually like commercials, unlike most people.
What are you doing, Nana?
Working on my dating profile. Want to see? I think that's me.
Nana, how do you sleep at night?
On a Tempur-Pedic mattress I got at Mattress Firm. It's got cooling technology, so now I sleep.
Get matched at Mattress Firm? Sleep at night.
The only time I've ever been attacked was by liberal women. I find that liberals are some of the most intolerant people. One of my friends got punched in the face at UC Berkeley just because he was tabling with a conservative organization. You see this happening all the time.
And vice versa.
I
think that's the thing. People of color die.
Like, not die. But like, death.
I'm a comedian and a host here for Vice as well. So the word feminism, it affects people differently. This is why we wanted to have an eclectic group of women, both on the progressive side and the conservative side, to discuss feminism and what that means to you. So,
I have a quick question. Are you allowed to cuss?
Pardon me?
Are you allowed to cuss?
Yes. You can.
It's very important.
That just frees it up, you know?
You can. All right, so by a show of hands, who here identifies as a feminist?
I don't know if I'm a feminist or not. I'm gonna raise it upside down.
I'm gonna ask everyone, what does feminism mean to you, and why do you or don't you identify as a feminist? So Ariel, we can start with you.
I wouldn't identify as a modern feminist because I don't really feel any affinity for third wave feminism any way, shape, or form, but I support social and equal equality for men and women. And so I think that I think the term feminism has been co-opted by the left in some pernicious ways. So I'd like to identify as a feminist, but I'm not sure in the current vernacular that's really possible.
Got it. Blair, what do you identify as?
I definitely identify as a feminist, though I do agree that there has been, kind of a fraught history of feminism, particularly when you look at women's liberation. You often think of the 1920s, the year when women got the right to vote, but Native American women didn't have citizenship until 1924, much less the ability to vote until the Voting Rights Act was passed in, 65. So it's definitely a fraught term, but I think presently there's a lot of great feminist discourse where I do feel comfortable with the term, but it's not like my one axis.
Kate?
Yeah, I identify as a feminist, but I'm from a region in Texas where people are like, I'm a feminist and all my guns are pink. And I don't quite think that's feminism, but I agree that it's a constantly evolving word that should hopefully become more inclusive.
Lauren?
So, I don't know, I think that the term feminism has been corrupted by people on the far left. I think that we can all agree that everyone wants equality of the sexes.
So you don't identify as feminist?
It depends, what you define a feminist. If we're talking about, previously mentioned, equal rights, then of course I don't think there's a single person who would not want equal rights between the sexes. But if we're talking about feminism today, where it's become so radicalized, then I don't want to be associated with that movement.
Yeah, so I'm definitely a feminist. I'm a libertarian feminist, which a lot of people think that there's a disjunct between libertarianism and feminism, but I actually think that they have the same goals. It's basically about getting the state out of people's lives and allowing them to live whatever is best for them as an individual, regardless of their sex or gender.
Deja?
I identify as a feminist. It was the lens through which I first started to explore my identity. And more than that, my identity is as a young person, a woman of color, someone who experienced homelessness and poverty, And I think feminism is what you make it. And for me, it's very individualized. It's something that
I think that feminism is very individualized as well.
Simon?
I don't consider myself a feminist. Just the modern day feminist movement, I don't agree with it a lot.
Thank you. Destiny?
So I am a pro-life feminist, which I guess is something that has to be said these days since it's become so synonymous with abortion rights. But I'm a feminist because I believe in equality for women, and that through our rights and liberations, we have a job to stand up for the weaker and more vulnerable and more marginalized. Everybody in the human family who would fall under that category, which also includes unborn women and men.
Thank you. Nala?
Yes, I actually struggle with identifying as a feminist for a lot of different reasons. And when I think about my intersecting identities as it pertains to being Black, as it pertains to being also trans, as it pertains to this movement, I struggle with saying, oh, I'm a feminist, but also support women's rights at the same time. So it's something that I sit with. Where do I fall in as it pertains to, I know the issue that I want to talk about. So I lean more towards the issues versus saying that I quickly identify historically knowing how feminists as a movement is moving currently.
Got it. Is the term feminist inclusive of all women?
No.
Why not?
I think that as a Jewish woman.
Alright, I'm just gonna watch part of this. I'm finishing it now. I've never finished things. I'm a procrastinator. So, what I got out of this video is that, basically, in the culture of feminism, it's like very much like a spectrum. Like a lot of things are like a spectrum of perception. There could be the libertarian side or left or right. Feminism doesn't have to be completely left. It can alter in different areas. But there's a feminist perspective that nobody really thought about, and it's the non-political side of feminism that originates in the beginning of America. Anyways, let's go to a different video. I'm gonna go to, I never really listened to Andrew Tate, but I'm listening to Andrew Tate now just to see his perspective on things.
Even the idea that I don't believe in these things is crazy.
I didn't ask you if you believed in it. I asked you if you were going to get married.
One day, absolutely. I will be married one day, if I'm not.
You might be secretly married.
I could be married, correct.
Why would you not tell me either way?
Why would I advertise to the feral psychopaths of the world who have tried their very best to destroy me for an opinion about my private life and the things that are most sacred to me?
Well, you think if you said you were married, everyone would hate you?
I don't know about people hate me. It's about me understanding that I'm a hard target, but I am very, very protective of the people I care about.
Right. But you believe in the concept of marriage?
Completely. That's what we were talking about the whole time.
What do you think?
We talked about a man giving a woman away. Okay. I believe in marriage more than anybody. In fact, I believe in marriage no, please. Okay. I believe in marriage in the traditional sense. I believe a man has a duty to stand up and be a real man. I believe that the problem with the world today that we are facing is that not enough men are sticking to the age-old ways of masculinity. I believe that me standing up and saying a man must protect a woman and provide for her, so he needs to make sure that she's safe. He needs a degree of authority to protect her.
Problem with...
but people do have a problem with it. And that's the world we're in now.
I'm over here.
Sure.
I don't have a problem with what you just said. Here's where my problem comes, right? There are a lot of clips of you floating around on the internet, as you know. One of them has you saying, bang out the machete, boom in her face, grip her by the neck, shut up, bitch. In another, you say, slap, slap, grab, choke, shut up, bitch, sex. When people see those clips and hear you say those things...
Agreed.
Well, I don't think that...
There's a whole bunch of men in the world who understands my value, and if men grow up to be like me, you're gonna have a whole bunch of people.
See, the thing is that it doesn't matter what my perspective is. Honestly, it doesn't matter. But the idea here is that when you focus entirely on being a man or being a woman, you create distance between each other. You create segregation between communities of men and women. And obviously, we sort of do get along in society, but the more and more as we get so fed up into this social media frenzy, we basically have harsh remarks that we keep to ourselves and not communicate it effectively. We have to start communicating more effectively and talking not superiorly, but talking in a way that we can understand each other, so people with disabilities can make their people with disabilities can be able to communicate as well. So people with a traditional sense of autistic or neurotypical development can actually excel and go beyond normal and be like in a special area where they can perform even better and get better. They can get better if they choose to. And I say that for myself because I don't know if I'm neurotypical or neurodivergent. I'm not sure. But let's say it's not as simple as defining one person in criteria or another. That's just linear. That's just linear medical perception. You don't have to see it that way. But yeah. Anyways, that's all for the video. I'm going to upload this on Facebook, YouTube, and Snapchat. So yeah.